Soundpeats are back with a brand new release, the Sonic Pro, and this follows the highly popular and successful Sonic, which was released at the back end of last year. Now Soundpeats are bringing something different with this release, move away from their traditional signature sound, but they're still bringing forward a high quality product which is feature packed and has great sound quality, albeit different to what you might be expecting here. If you're new to the channel, I do reviews and unboxings of True Wireless Earbuds and headphones, and I'm aiming to bring you the information that you need if you're thinking about picking up a pair. Soundpeats did send these out to me for my honest review, but as always I'll be covering the pros and the cons, and you'll be getting my unfiltered opinion as to whether these are worth your hard-earned cash. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so that you don't miss out on future videos coming up soon. With that said, let's get into the review. So firstly, covering some of the key specifications, and the big difference here is they've moved to a dual balanced armature driver. On the H1 model, they had a single balanced armature and a dynamic driver. Now this change to the design of these earbuds really is what's driving the move away from that sort of signature bassy sound that we all expect from Soundpeats. I'll talk about the sound quality in more detail, but what we've got here is a much more balanced sound owing to the drivers inside there. Now we've got aptX Adaptive and a Qualcomm 3040 chip, so that's the latest technology there. We've got CVC 8.0 for clear calls. We've also got Bluetooth 5.2. We've got AAC connection codec, as well as the aptX. We've got a gaming mode on board there for a low latency. We've got USB-C, but we've got wireless charging as well, so that's an upgrade from the Sonic. And we've got a battery life of 15 hours on the buds themselves and an additional 20 on the case, which is outstanding. We've also got an IPX rating of 5, which is splash proof. And we've got button controls here, so you've got control over everything, but they are button controls on these, as with the Sonic. And then just getting into the look and the feel and the design of these buds, straight away you can see we've moved towards an almost marble black finish, and it's really nice. The materials used here feel much more premium than the Sonic. The colour scheme is smarter in my opinion. Like I said, we have got wireless charging on board, which I think makes the case a little bit heavier, but not by much. But overall it's just a really unique design, really smart, but exactly the same in terms of the build when compared to the Sonic. So these are that deep fitting style, as you can see there, and I found them to be really comfortable. I stuck with the medium ear tips, which were already installed, and I have noticed that the materials used on the ear tips are slightly upgraded, so the silicone is slightly thinner, but it just feels like a higher quality material that they've used here, and the seal is good. And it's so important to experiment with those tips to make sure that you've got the best seal you can and get the best sound quality you can out of that. So getting into sound quality and explaining a bit more about the difference here. So the dual balanced armature drivers are essentially bringing a really clean mid-range and focusing on voices and instrumentation, as opposed to the focus on previous models, you know, the H1, the Sonic, around a real bassier kind of sound signature. Now the treble is nice and defined and detailed. It's not particularly boosted. The bass is there when it needs to be. It does dig deep. It isn't emphasized in any way, which leads to more of an overall balanced sound here. But it is satisfying, and you know, if you listen to a song that's got sub bass, you'll hear it and you'll feel a little bit of that rumble, but nothing like what you would have got on the Sonic. It really is the mids that stand out here, and you know, any genres with instrumentation, with vocals, you know, particularly pop, rock and alternative music is where these are really shining, and it's a really smooth, satisfying listen. When you come to genres that are more kind of reliant on that kind of bass sound, this is where I feel they're lacking a little bit. So an EQ and a sort of customization app would be perfect in what we would need here, because I feel like on some of the EDM tracks I've listened to, there's just a little bit lacking in that upper bass, lacking a little bit of punch. But like I said, you are trading that off for a kind of really clear, balanced sound, quite an accurate sound, I would say, certainly for a true wireless earbud. So just to try and understand the sound a little bit further, I'm going to be comparing the Sonic Pro to, firstly, the Soundpeats H1. So like I said at the start of the video, this is a dual driver earbud, but it's got an armature driver alongside a dynamic driver. Now the dynamic driver is the one that's kind of running all the low end, the bass sounds, you know, and sort of lower mid sounds in there. And you can really feel the difference and see the difference between the two. H1s are bringing much more of a rich, warm sound, bass boosted sound there, but also with the armature driver there, you're getting that clean treble, and it is boosted up, you know, significantly more than it is on the Sonic Pro. Other than that, it's comparable in terms of soundstage. I think both the H1 and the Sonic Pro have got a really nice wide soundstage, and the separation on both of them is really clear, so you can really tell where the different instruments are coming in, and you can feel that kind of that size of the sound, which is really pleasing to listen to. Now when we get into the Edifier TWS1 Pro, this is again another more balanced type of earbud, but a very different sound again. So when you compare these side by side, the Edifiers are coming in much cleaner, the treble is really boosted and probably more detailed there as well. A lot almost on the edge of being harsh at times at higher volumes, but we're also getting really nice mids in there, rich mids, and again a bass that is fairly balanced but hits when it needs to. So it's a much cleaner, brighter sound from the Edifiers, but again comparable because it has that detailed clarity of sound, and the soundstage again is impressive on the Edifiers. So in summary really, the Sonic Pro are somewhere in the middle of these two. So you've got the H1 bringing that warmer, bass boosted sound and nice clean highs, but then you've got the Edifier that is more of a kind of bright, balanced sound. And I think the Sonic Pro is doing a good job really in the middle of those two, focusing on the mid-range. Really nice, you know, relaxing listen, I think is the way I would describe it. It's never harsh, it's never kind of muddy. It is clean in its own way, but like I said, the Soundpeats signature is very much that V shape, and that this is not one of those buds. So if you're a bass head, I'd perhaps think again. If you're really into your bright treble, I'd perhaps think again. But you know, really exciting to see Soundpeats starting to diversify, bringing something different, and perhaps opening up their sound to a different market as well. So we just finished there on a call quality sample. I think it's doing a reasonable job. I don't think it's the strongest point on the buds, but I think it's it's acceptable. Please do let me know what you think of the call quality down below in the comments section. And with that said, thank you as always for watching. If you want to support the channel going forward, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you've enjoyed the video, hit the like button. I'm also leaving up a couple of other recent videos for you to check out on the screen now. With that said, thanks again. See you on the next one. Okay, so this is a call quality test with the Soundpeats Sonic Pro. Let me know what you think in the comments section below.